Let us continue Motorsport Manager, where we're once again in the red, but making a ridiculous amount of money per race, which we hope will somewhat fund what has been a rather brilliant start so far. Balcazar has finished 1-4-1. If we can keep that kind of pace up, we might actually be the world champion at the end of this, which still feels unlikely, but we have enough of a gap. Added to our pluses is that two of the teams we're expecting to do well, Steinman and Rossini, the second and third ranked teams, or first and second, I forget what the actual order is these days. Yeah, haven't actually had good starts, which gives us a little bit of a buffer, though that buffer's going to disappear in 2 good races. So it's not much, really. We need to somehow cheese more results, and Tondela is going to be dry, so not likely to be here. Still, we'll see what we can manage. Let's have an interview. I should have been more careful. I probably shouldn't have been. Had to take the gamble and it worked. We finished, what, 24 seconds ahead of everybody else? Quick pit stop that led to a mistake? Duh, I don't know. But anyway, let's continue going. So car repair is now complete and we have new sponsor targets coming in. So, engine, low speed and acceleration is the priority here. So, gearbox obviously we'll want to sort out. We have... for some reason I'm working on the brakes. I don't think we need to work on that anymore for the moment. One thing we probably do want to work on are our low and rear wings, because they're actually quite low on ability here. So maybe I'll just focus on... You see, here's the thing. We're building another gearbox. Can we get that actually competitive in a few days? Because if we could, that's definitely worth doing. Don't know. Do not know. I think we're still going to work on that for the moment. Maybe get both sets of brakes up for no reason. Let's just go for a few days. I don't want to do too much here because the rear wings are not the priority part for the moment. But we can get them a little higher. There we go. So I got them into the 57s. Then we can focus on just these 3 parts for the moment. And then when we get the new gearbox, I might just focus entirely on that. The engine's into the 80s, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that. Oh, and we have a vote this first thing this season as well, which we'll get to in a moment. Also, free sponsor offers, and we can take a photo rebuff for 6 races, a 6 rebuff for 3 races. Well, the free race thing is kind of tempting, but it's only 300,000. I think we'd prefer to take this. Give ourselves the outside chance of getting 3rd positions, which is probably going to be a silly one to go for, but if we're going to do it, we're going to have to do it now. That'll be fine. We also get a new P1 race bonus sponsor. Oops, sorry. Position 1 race bonus sponsor in a little bit. Okay, so that's got us now an extra few days. Okay, that's probably fine actually. Get up to there. Replace Rio with Munich. But we like Rio. No, we've anything against that. See what actually happens here. Apparently no... Yeah, okay. Nobody agrees with getting rid of Rio. Awesome. Meanwhile, we also now have our new gearbox. So let's get a part improvement and get both of those going. So I think actually we'll just focus entirely on this because we've only got 7 days. Might see how it is once we get it into around to the 60s, then possibly put both on. In the meantime, though, we do need to build a new part. And tempting though it is to go up to Epic for the gearbox, I think we may want to just hold fire on that. Although, maybe we could just get a good... This is tricky because I want to focus here, but I also do want to get some engine development done. Our engine isn't too bad considering it's in 6th. How much improvement could we genuinely make on it though? None. And even then, none. Not without extra days. So that depressingly means I think we're going to give up on engine development this year. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's go for another gearbox. Random legendary components. 2040. 30, and we of course will take the... Oh, I wish I could get away with that. And 25 to the max. So we hope the legendary component is good for us, because if it is, that'll be one decent part Balcazar can rely on for the rest of the season. That is the hope, anyway. And then we might start working on some of the other parts. If we have a look at what's actually coming up, maybe start getting... see, that's a lot of engines coming up. Arrgh, this season. Alright. Yeah, complain about the wind tunnel. What do we think about rain chances here? 10% chance of rain. Well, we can hope. We can hope. Continue. And continue. Financial management review. We're losing money. Of course we are. Don't care. Meanwhile, let's just see how we are at the moment in terms of improvements. Okay, so that's fine. So we've got both gearboxes up to 60-70 range. They'll go up by about 10% more in total, so that's actually probably fine. Get them into the 80s. It's a slow part to repair, which is the other reason we want it to be good. Yeah, they're into the 80s, so that's fine. After that, I guess we'll start working on the rear wing again. Get those done, but mostly now starting to focus on these a little more. And since we know we're going to build a better one, we won't improve that. We'll improve the brakes, of course, and go like that. Okay. As tempting as it is to go further above, with no chance of rain, I don't think there's a good chance of us getting to third. So I'm going to take 7 for above here. We won't take... We'll obviously focus on these, but I will take a stack of mediums, just because there's always the outside chance we'll do this. And I guess on that basis, if the reason we're taking a hard tire, of course, is if the strategy lines up, we might even be able to just squeeze a one-stop out of this one. Which might not be the ideal thing, but if we get a reasonably timed safety car, it's worth us being on the best tire. So, what can we do to help Balcazar's chances here? We can help Balcazar out by giving her that, and we can give you a slight upgrade. Well, neither of them are massively happy with the car, but you know. They're both okay, generally speaking, so we're going to keep going with that. Let's go racing. In all honesty, I'm just hoping for some good points here. I'm not necessarily thinking about podiums and wins. So I'll go over 2, and let's see how our setup is for Tondler. 17.5, 27.5. Minus 2.4, 31, and 63. Yeah, 63, not 69 for some reason. Soft tires is fine for the moment. We want to focus on those. Mostly we want to get race pace set up first, though. 75, 27.5. Minus 2.4, 31, and 69. Okay. Tire choice is soft. Okay, continue. And we will take the practice session, of course. So let's send out White on a quali stint if we can. Yep, perfect. No time wasted, and we'll send Balcazar out on a... Okay, perfect. Put you out on an 8-lap stint on these soft tires, which is about what the stint will do. This will give us a good little bit of knowledge, this one. So Balcazar with 10 laps of fuel in the car. This is as long as the tyres should last. Does she last that long, interestingly? I don't think she can do 10 laps in the stint, in all honesty, but... But we shall see. And White doing a qualifying stint should hopefully get us reasonably there in terms of setup. Okay, so here come the flying laps then. Handling spot on, good. And this is a course we've been at before, so I have to imagine my numbers are going to be reasonably close. And apparently we found out how to make White go faster than Balcazar. Add about 8 laps of fuel to the car. So it's about half a second down currently with all that fuel excess, but we're not imagining that's going to be a lap that's going to set everybody alight, but it will be interesting. Alright, White on in lap then. Let's go and just collect him. Gonna have to send him out on a... Oh god, that's not actually as good as I thought it was. Alright, maybe we'll bring Balcazar back in then. Alright, do I have another Tondler setup that I'm not looking at here? Because that is not good. Alright, let's try. Raise the downforce to 18. And maybe click the handling down to. Have a go at that. Another quali stint because, honestly, we need you back soon enough to find out about things. And I guess that means we're bringing in Balcazar shortly. In fact, I might just even bring White in this lap if we get quali 1. And yeah, we'll bring Balcazar in as well. Quality trim 1 has been gotten, so White can come straight back in now and get onto a race trim. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Why is it so far out? I am looking at the right one. Yes, I am. Definitely looking at the right one. Okay. Well, let's do exactly what we did with White here. Put the downforce to 20. Actually, let's do the opposite, actually. So we'll move the downforce down to there. We'll do a click towards, a couple of clicks towards on the handling, and a click up on the, couple of clicks up on the speed balance. We'll just see whether that makes any difference whatsoever. Meanwhile, in comes White. Okay, so the good news is the downforce is supposed to go up, not down. Bad news is we just sent Balcazar out, but that's something we can work with. So, speed balance has gone wrong, so we need the speed balance more towards acceleration, so we'll take that down to 25. That's gone good to great on the steer. Let's... Should we go mad and do another click? I think we might as well have a go. Change to race stint. Soft tire, out you go. Meanwhile, Balcazar can pretty much come straight back in. We'll wait till it's a bit further around the track, but she will slow down if we tell her to come in. Race trim 1, okay. And in comes Balcazar. Okay, so the only thing we got wrong was the downforce, which is fine. Move that up to 18, move that up to 17. There we are, 28, and then need to click this back into place, which should not be too difficult. Try it like that. Race trim, I'll give you a new set for the sake of it. Okay, now it's all about whether we can actually get... Gear ratio seem way too short. Okay. Guess that means we bring White in for a splash and have a go here, but this does mean we're probably compromising our race trim 3 strat here. There's White on the track. There he is. Bring you in. Okay, speed balance is terrible. Okay, so we've got great, good. Yeah, why did I keep going in the same direction? Maybe I was just looking at it wrong. Alright, let's go up a click to there. That's our best position in terms of things. That was bad. Good. Okay, so it's somewhere in the middle of those two. So let's click that down by 1. Click that up by 1. That should then have us somewhere close, I think. And downforce needs to change, of course, to get back up to where that was. Okay. Race stint, new set of slicks for the sake of it. And let's spin out the rest of the session. Well, soft 3 was always going to be happening, so that's at least gotten. Probably put white out on a set of mediums, but I doubt we'd have used that for the race. We'd prefer to go race trim if we're doing that strat. And it's unlikely we'll get to race 3 from there. Well, it was interesting practice for a couple of reasons, but natural order is resumed. Balcazar did go faster than White at the end. It wasn't too far off. I guess if we'd have worked on, if we'd have had a cleaner line in, and we didn't have to go in quite as often, we'd have got away with that. But we'll have to deal with race 2 for the moment rather than race 3. The plus point is they did seem to approve of the practice, so that's all good. Now about whether we can qualify in the top 7, which feels unlikely, but we'll have a look. In fact, Balcazar might have a 98. Okay. Won't mess around with that. 96 is also fine. Let's continue, and we'll simulate the session as well. Get us into this race a little faster. Because ultimately, I imagine we're going to qualify in around the 10th position mark. In fact, that's exactly where Balcazar ends up at the initially. So, okay. We'd love to jump a couple of the other cars here, but we'll see what happens. Last stint, Balcazar, green, green, green. Improves, but does not go any higher than that. White did improve to 12th, looking at that, which is not too bad. So gained 4 positions on that last stint, which is okay. Unfortunately, we're well off the sponsor target. And we have our main rivals ahead of us. So engine expert and soft tyres. We're going to try the soft tyre strategy with Balcazar, I think. Soft race trim for Barnaby White because there's no super softs at this run. And then, yeah, so as you can see, we can sort of do a free stint with the soft tyres. If there's a safety car, we can definitely do a 2-stop all-soft strategy. I imagine, though, the faster strategy might actually be to go on the hard tyre and do a 1-stop. Or possibly do a double medium, maybe. Medium hard. We might have to put Balcazar on a medium tyres at some stage, but we'll wait and see on that. Barnaby White, I guess we could always start you off on these, but I think we've got more chance of making up positions early. We'll go onto the soft and do the attack plan from there. Attack, 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 attack to begin, because we need to make up as much ground as possible and burn off that excess fuel. Which isn't excess, I know, but will be by the end of the race, I'm sure. So Balcazar starts 12th, White starts... Balcazar 10th, White 12th. And Balcazar makes an okay start, but gets hampered, and unfortunately that means now we're mugged. Can we grab some positions on the inside? Not looking likely. White's looking like he's going to get destroyed as well, actually, at the moment. God darn you. Ingledo just immediately just siving at the inside. And now it is White on Balcazar. But actually it's 4 wide into the chicane, which is a little dodgy. Balcazar then in 10th position where she started. White up to 11th, and we are now pushing hard. And White immediately pushes past Balcazar. Not what we would want normally, but we'll... Okay. So that happened. There is no point in pitting right now. It just would not work. Nothing would really come from us, and we wouldn't get into position anyway. We have not long of this safety car left. And now we're going all-out attack. Immediately jump the inside. We're in the right position. White up to 9th. This is going to be tricky, I think, because I got done it. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. I think we might actually just high this. We know we can't push White's engine as hard as we can with Balcazar. It's a good little squeeze at the inside, and now we're behind Sylvander, who is in 8th and in a Ferrari. So, what's our overall game plan from here? I guess just try and squeeze out as many points as possible, and chalk this up to a bad day. Losing our championship leader and contender on the 2nd lap is always a bad day. Also, you totaled our car, didn't you? Yes, you did. Well, I guess we go on to a bit of a fuel-saving strat here. I'm not sure how long White can make these tyres last. I mean, 10 laps is supposedly what we can do here, but already it's looking a little dodgy. Our tyres are in better condition than a few of the guys ahead of us, and we are ahead of the medium runners. That's important, because if we were behind the mediums, we'd probably be struggling right now. Just see where those gaps are for the moment. So gap to Sylvander 3.3 and growing. Gap behind to Fisher is staying at about 1.8. Lap 6. How are they doing at the front? They're kind of pushing a bit harder than we are. Alright, let's go high. Let's see if we can't maintain that gap at 16 seconds. But unless something major happens at the moment, for example, a safety car, no, even a safety car now doesn't really help us that much. Besides, if they keep using the virtual ones, it doesn't help us as much in terms of slowing the field up. What it might do is allow us to speed a slight time save on the pit stop side, but oh dear. I think we might put White onto the harder tyre after this. And as you can see, the leaders are thinking about pitting now. Sylvander already in trouble, and Piguet is in as well. So we've made some ground now. Now I think we go to overtake button. And we might even consider pushing here. Yeah, we'll push as well. Let's get this gap down a bit. Yeah, and we didn't. I deliberately didn't go in the pits on this one. We're going to have to ease off for a lap, but we're in 4th. Do a pit stop now then. So, we're on lap 9. We have 20 laps to go. That suggests we're not going to make it to the end. Not going to make it to the end on the next stint, and anyone trying is going to be in trouble. So I think we're going to go on to the medium tyre next. Go medium, try a fast pit stop. Hopefully come out in a reasonable position. I noticed that Becker and a few others are on the hard tyre, so I'm trying to get a bit of a pace advantage there. We'll obviously be trying to ease up on the fuel for the next stint, but okay, here we go. Low and in. Come on, good stop. Good stop. Okay, and we emerge in 9th place, right behind Piguet. So that means we gained some ground in the pit stop phase, which is nice. Obviously, we're medium versus hard as well, so we might have an advantage there, though he's going to be able to go slightly deeper into the race and might even have the option of switching back onto softs. We should, in theory, have that option as well, though. If we're going 14 laps, that's going to put us lap 25, softs to the end, and he is still faster than us. So now it's about the medium runners who are ahead of us and when they're going to pit, and whether they're going to slow people down for us. It's also worth noting we could go early and just get that soft tyre rubber down a little faster. But for the moment, we're just sweeping around the people who have no grip. And that is... oh, nice overtake by White there. Okay, White into 6th position. Going to be challenged a little bit here, but Valdez now in front on very worn tyres might be doing us... it's probably not doing us a favour now, he's blocking, but was doing us a favour initially, keeping our championship opponent right there with us. So we have actually a lot more tyre grip than the hard runner here. We're actually able to run the mediums as well as they can run the hard looking at this. And we know it's obviously a faster tyre. Surikov then in front of us. What's the gap? 4.1 and closing actually. Is he going easy on his tyres? Ingledo is, but he started on the hards and has only made them last half the race. Rodriguez on the soft tyre and there just opened the gap up and unfortunately now we're back to 7th. But I suppose that's the advantage of a soft tyre strat that I was trying to put Balcazar on. Rodriguez kind of showing that. I imagine, though, that if we'd have done it, we might be in trouble with Balcazar. Again, I can't know that anymore because she decided to ditch it on the first corner. Or near enough the first corner, I should say. And Rodriguez is going to have to pit again soon, so he's really not gained that much out of this. He's probably going to have to stop twice unless he goes on to the harder tyre now. Which I suppose was always a valid option, but... Well, let's see. We're 32 seconds behind the leaders. Matching tyre wear with Piaget a little bit. It's starting to flip back into favour slightly. We could conserve and try and keep these going, but... I don't think we want to make these last as long as they perhaps can. Actually, we're actually worrying... I'm just getting a bit low on tyre grip here, so maybe we'll push and see what happens. Okay, Rodriguez pits. Now onto the harder tyres. So he's going to the end on those. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we're going any faster than him right now. You get out of our way. We weren't racing Wolfgang. Unless you were and I hadn't noticed. Gap to leader, then it's looking okay. Going to have to be a bit more cautious on these. I know we want to keep the tyre temperatures up, but I think we're going to struggle if we keep with that. Sharp and Becker are just miles ahead of the field, but I think we got a reasonable chance at Surikov and White here, because if we go onto the tyres first, have that initial blitz, can somehow last 10 laps... Yeah, let's go for this. Push for tyres, see if we can make something happen. So it's coming out to a lot of lapped runners, including some lapped runners who are going a lot faster than we are, looking at that. So there's third, there's fourth, there's a lapped runner. 12 laps to go, so we've got to make these tyres do another 2, and on that basis we can't afford to do that anymore. But we'll stay normal. Also, I'm noting Piaget is not looking in good shape to keep those going either. Surikov, I think, is a bit beyond us. He might have, similar to Balcazar, easy on tyres effect. Or just a really high smoothness. But we're now on lap 21. We know the softs will do 10 laps. If Piaget pits, we probably will stay out another lap if we can. Actually, screw that. I think we're going to have to go now. Alright, pit onto the soft tyre. And trying to make them do 10 laps here. This is going to be interesting. But I feel if we got a pace advantage, you can just make that extra bit of gap up here by doing the undercut. Yeah, low in the pit. We need to conserve a little bit of pushing fuel here. Okay. High, neutral, off you go. Hamilton in front on worn hards. We need to make some gap up here, because if we do not overtake Surikov, this gamble was for nothing. I think we've got a good shot at 5th, though. Rodriguez is probably the only real threat on the board right now to prevent us finishing 5th, and that's just because he's already on the hard tyres here. We're on 2 grades better... Oh, god darn you, Hamilton! 2 grades better rubber. Where is... Piaget's behind us. Okay, good. I'm going to keep burning this little bit of excess fuel here. I know it's a bit worrying, but we're going to have to. Come on, we need to clear Hamilton. Need to clear him. We're out of excess fuel, aren't we? Yep, that's us out of excess fuel. Darn it. Oh, you have to do it on merit now. His tyres are going to be destroyed. Come on, you've got to be much faster than he is. You cannot afford to lose positions right now. We have a championship that is slipping out of our hands immediately. I haven't got too many worries from behind. Oh, thank God Hamilton's pitting. Because we just completely failed to get past him. Okay, so that's up into 5th. I think we'll also conserve on the tyres here just to make sure of things. We can now go high to the end, but I want to be a little cautious about this. Surikov also is going to have to pit, and that is probably going to promote us to 4th, though he's going to be on much better tyres than us. Oh, he's actually in the pits now already. On softs. On worn softs, actually. Does he not have enough soft tyres for this? But he's managed to come out in front of Rodriguez, which could be interesting. Does mean, though, that we are not going to improve much beyond 5th. Ingledo and Lipponen are just too worn to really matter. The closest rival with any tyre grip is Blanc, who is clearly 20 seconds behind us. 5th place, not a bad result in all fairness. We'd have preferred the double point score if we were going to get 5th, though. The question is, will Rodriguez's tyres last 4 more laps? Ours should, and we'll have a lap or 2 to push, but the gap is too much now, really. Yeah, 6.2 seconds. We need his tyres to massively go off for these last 3 laps, and they're not going to massively go off. Ingledo's able to run with them at that point, so... Tyre temps are super low. Yeah, okay. Let's risk things a little bit. Go for the push. See if we can get this gap down and see if we can have a go at grabbing 4th place. And that is a problem. Right, so we got a warning light on our rear wing. I'm glad we improved some of that because otherwise we'd be in much worse shape. Gap then 3 seconds. 2.9, 2.8. I might turn off the fuel once we get within a couple of seconds here. But we're only going to have 2 laps to do this. Now we've got warning lights as well. So, okay, this is a warning light duel then. Our tyres should be in better shape though. This is going to hurt. There we go. Alright, up into 4th. We now just have to stay in there, and White pulls off a recovery drive. Surikov is miles ahead of us, so we've got no hope of that. Our tyres are now also destroyed themselves, so neither of us are looking in good shape here. White might actually get back at us if we're not careful. Yeah, sure, we can overtake to the end. If we blow ourselves up at this point, that'd be amazing, but... might even still be able to cross the line with that. Yeah, tyre grip gone, finishing 4th. We'll take that. That's a good result. Surikov does gain some points back in the championship. We definitely were not the best team. We might... No, we're definitely not the second best team either. We've got 3 cars from different drivers finishing above our only finisher, so we're 4th at best. Scrutineering. Let's hope some of them cheated. Please say some of them cheated. They did not cheat. 5 championship points, though. Barnaby White actually is now 3rd in the championship from that result. But yeah, there's the gap shrinking. There's the gap shrinking. Well, we need a better performance next race. We need a massively better performance next race. Alright. Let's close up there. We've actually get a lot of money, so that's something at least for our efforts. New gearbox is on the way soon. 17 days to the next race, so we've got some time to get some things sorted out. This is a rear wing circuit. So overall, all I can say from that race is we finished 1st and 3rd overall after that. At this point, we'll be a 5th of the way through the season, and needing some good results to just fall into our laps a bit. Well, we'll see how this goes. I'm Shadowhawk 2012. This is Motorsport Manager. Until next time.